Well, I got an Ivors Novello Award a few years ago, and it was a real honour because there's a real legacy to it, and there's you're part of a really long list of very, very industrious and legendary loved musicians. So it has that kind of feeling to it. A lot of the other awards are a laugh, which is great, and shouldn't really be taken too seriously. But I think this is the best one, and it's the first one I ever came to when I was very young. Well, I'm right in the middle of the process again now because I'm about halfway through recording the follow-up to it, which is going to be coming out in end of September, October. So I can tell you exactly what it's like. It's very tiring, right now. Because I produce it and I write it. It was great. It was very exciting, and I had a lot of enthusiasm for it because on the first album I had loads of ideas backed up that I'd been sort of thinking about on tour buses when I was with the Cribs and Modest Mouse and going around the world for a few years touring. So I couldn't really wait to get back in the studio and make a record. But and I've got a great band on this one. On the first record I was using sort of different musicians, but now I've got my band from touring, so it's great. I really love it. I love getting my ideas out, my lyrical ideas as well. Even after doing it for 30 years, it's really still very important to me. But also, I think I learned what I always suspected, that it's very important to people. It's important to the culture. It's just my career has been just confirmation of what I sort of dreamt and what I imagined it would be, which is that it's very, very important to people, and it means a hell of a lot when you write a song that someone loves when they're at college, or that they met their husband or wife to, or that they used to play when they were pissed off with their parents. So all of that stuff that I used to think it was about, it's about that, yeah. So maybe I sort of I had a lot of expectations about being a musician when I was a youngster, and I wasn't wrong, Not really, because I just did something completely different. I think I'd tried to just carry on with that same thing, form another band that was like the Smiths. That would have maybe been a bit of a mission. But luckily for me, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do something very different, just take a completely different tack. And then after that, I took another different tack, and then I just keep doing things that were different. But that wasn't a plan. That was just where my nature is. After I've done something that I think to the nth degree, I then want to do something completely different. So after being on the road with, say, the Cribs, for instance, then I went and did a couple of movies, and after doing a couple of movies, I then did a solo stuff. So I don't know what next, Well, I think that's overblowing it. It's not that I can't bear it. I don't listen to anything that I've done, any of my stuff, because once you've done it, you know it too well. You've lived with it. You asked before about how you know when something's finished. It's when you're sick of it. So no, I don't have any. It's not like any weird dramatic thing. When it comes on in a shop, or if someone's, if I hear it, I think it's pretty good. Yeah, I just don't sit down listening to my old records. I think there's something a bit uncool about that. I don't know what it is. I can't really imagine sitting around like listening to your own stuff. There's too much music I don't know yet to get through. Too much new music to write.